Welcome viewers, Dr. J.W.A. Theologist. Since 1994, we're doing a psychological, theological, as it were, examination on the consequences of Tickle versus Giggle, episode 2, when female boundaries become morally dangerous. Female boundaries once existed primarily as protection structures. Privacy, safety, vulnerability, protection, safeguarding. That was historically understood instinctively across civilizations, towns, communities, families, children. But beneath modern ideological pressure, boundaries themselves increasingly become reframed as moral suspicion. And that is the deeper female catastrophe beneath Tickle versus Giggle. Women increasingly experience psychological pressure not merely to include, but to surrender discomfort itself. A woman questioning male presence inside female spaces increasingly risks public shame, professional punishment, institutional accusation, and social hostility. And I want to say at this point, viewers, if you're a woman, and I don't care if he's dressed as a clown or a woman or whatever, scream and scream and scream until that person leaves your private space. Scream. And the emotional pressure becomes enormous, not because women suddenly stopped recognizing vulnerability patterns, but because institutions increasingly condition women to distrust their own protective instincts. Protection slowly becomes prejudice. Boundary maintenance becomes discrimination. Female discomfort becomes ideological failure. That reversal creates deep psychological instability. It's psychological abuse. Women begin self-policing. They self-policy institution, language, concern, caution, and biological recognition. And the fear is no longer merely physical. It's now institutional. But I want to say again, if you're in a public space and one of these people comes walking in dressed in a dress, scream and scream and scream. Just scream as loud as you can. You're allowed to. And the woman defending a boundary increasingly feels socially more dangerous than the system eroding it. And that's civilizational inversion. And history repeatedly shows what happens when societies lose the ability to protect vulnerable categories clearly. Safeguarding weakens, trust deteriorates, and social resentments build silently beneath forced compliance. And the tragedy intensifies because many women outwardly comply while inwardly feeling psychologically cornered by systems claiming to protect them. And that produces silent alienation, not liberation. And so the issue therefore is not hatred. It is whether civilization can preserve protective female boundaries without these institutions reframing protection itself as oppression. Because once boundaries become morally punishable, vulnerability itself eventually becomes undefended. And I'm going to say it again. If one of these people walks into a change room dressed in a dress, scream and scream and scream and scream as loud as you can. You're allowed to. My final line. A civilization unstable to defend boundaries eventually becomes unable to defend vulnerability and unable to defend itself. Dr. J.W. Ayub, since 1994, theologist. Like, subscribe, comment to educate me, and share the video to help somebody else.